Welcome to tonight's broadcast of IHSA football on Hamilton County TV, presented by Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating over 26 years in the business. We'd also like to thank our other great sponsors, Noblesville Trophies, Community Health Network, Church, Hiddle and Antrim, Smith's Jewelers, HCTV Calendars. And welcome to tonight's broadcast here on Hamilton County TV. Craig Atkins alongside Perry Williams. Glad you've joined us. And we think that there may be a lot of you that are joining us because of the soaking conditions here at Beaver Materials Field in Noblesville, Indiana. Westfield at Noblesville is our matchup here tonight in Week 4. And Perry, we'll get to the matchup here first. Westfield and Noblesville, both teams with spectacular wins in Week 3. Westfield at home against Zionsville 41-28 in a very convincing fashion. And then Noblesville with a big, what seems to be called an upset on the road. It's usually a tough place to play at Fishers, and they won 21-9 in comeback fashion. They were down 9-6 late in the first half and came back and won that ball game 21-9 at Fishers. So Noblesville on the upswing. Westfield, things are going well after their Week 2 loss at home to Decatur Central. So it's going to be an interesting matchup here in Week 4 as a pair of, you could probably say both teams are running teams, and they're going to have to be tonight with these wet conditions.
Absolutely. It's going to be tough, and turnovers are going to be a huge part in this ball game. Of fumbles, interceptions, ball's going to be wet. It'll be interesting, and the Millers need to get that running game going. One thing about it on the defensive side, the Millers got a very strong defense. That defense of Millers plays last weekend was, it kind of bent a little bit, Brad, but it didn't break. Those ended up those two scores that Fishers got early in the first half were field goals instead of touchdowns. Those were huge the way the game ended up.
Yeah, and it makes it makes your defense kind of feel like they're rewarded. And then obviously, second half, we're keeping track of you had a game at Hamilton Heights with West Lafayette, and with it being 76-0 West Lafayette in that game, it probably gave you a little room, to check out what was going on elsewhere. And you see that Zach Groover with an 85-yard pick six for a touchdown to keep them, get the Millers, help secure that win in the second half. And then that kind of the defense picked up, last week's win at Fishers. This week it's got to be a challenge for Noblesville's offense to try and pick things up, to try and, match up with that and put together a complete game, because they're going to have to, as I got a chance to see Westfield last week at home against Zionsville. And Westfield has quite the talented team. They've got, a lot of depth at the running back position. Previous leading rusher Nathan Wynn, we hear he may be out for the game. He only played the first 2 games. He was out last week, and I'm not sure when he'll see the field again. But Eli Patchett, in 3 games, he's got 34 carries for 200 yards at 5.9 yards a carry and 3 touchdowns. All of those last week in the first half. And Camden Simons, 108 yards on 25 carries, 2 touchdowns. And the up-and-comer, the freshman, Micah Hauser, 16 carries for 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then in the second half alone, Trevor Lickfeld, 13 for 71 yards just last week alone and a touchdown. So they've got quite the monster going on, 4 or 5-headed monster, if you will, in the backfield, which is going to spell a lot of trouble, or could spell trouble for Noblesville's defense tonight.
The one thing about it is, Coach Gilbert's always talked the last 2 years that he could hardly wait till Cam Simmons was his varsity quarterback. He's a junior this year, and he started. And man, you can understand that. He's got that build of the Pepio Farrar type, 6'5", 200 pounds, and a real good. He sees the field really good, doesn't make mistakes, can run the ball well, can throw the ball well. So it's going to be an interesting game. The Millers got to get a good start, Brad. I mean, Craig, got to get a good start, man. I'm getting a Brad Silbert disease here. But, Craig, you know what I mean? They got to make sure they get a good start out there.
You know, obviously a game like this, and you're pushing to the midway point of the regular season. You're in game number 2 of the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. You have to get yourself off to a good start, whether you're on defense or you're on offense to start. And that goes for both squads, and especially, I would say especially for Noblesville tonight, because they're at home. They're coming, off a pretty big road win last week at Fishers, and you've got to give your home crowd something to watch, something to cheer for tonight, and especially in the conditions. The bleachers are wet and people wiping the bleachers off and putting their cushions down, and you want to keep these people in their seats, or get them out of their seats, give them something to watch out there, and that's like we were saying, Noblesville's offense has got to pick up the slack here a little bit, because like the biggest thing, like you said, Grant Gremmel, 21 of 54, only 38.9% on his passing through 3 games. And that's got to be one of the lower percentages around, because, but you've got to hit your targets. Yeah,
really on offense, the Blevins is the only one, that's really stepped up on offense. He's right now he has 191 yards on 29 carries. With a 6.6 average. Of course, that 95-yard touchdown
that helps
that tremendously. But it should be a good ball game, and we always know Jake Gilbert's a great coach. Okay, he's in his 8th season over there. This is typical Jake Gilbert football that you'll see from the Shamrocks tonight.
Typical football, and lots of great games throughout central Indiana and throughout the state tonight. We're going to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard for the rest of the area. Other games that you'll be able to see, and Perry's got it up now.
Absolutely. Game day.
Avon at Brownsburg. It's going to be a huge one tonight, 3-0 versus 3-0 over at Brownsburg over in Hendricks County. And let's see another one, the battle for the Mudsock. Fishers at Hamilton Southeastern, a pair of 1 and 2 teams, both 0-1 in the conference. It doesn't matter who's got what record. If they're 3-0, 0-3, 1-2, 2-1, whatever. That is going to be a whale of a battle, because you're fighting up against your neighbor.
That's right. That's right. But the one thing about it, I think about it, I didn't do it today, but, Fishers and Southeastern, there's just a few miles between the two. Yeah. But there's not a whole lot of miles between Noblesville and Westfield either to the school. So, this is a rivalry, and like we talked earlier, in 2009 when they started this Midland Rail Trophy, the winner takes all, and Westfield's won the last 3. And I think the score now is Westfield 6, Noblesville 4 in the win column for the Midland Rail Trophy. So this is an important game, and both coaches, I talked to them on the interviews this week, which were very outstanding. You got 2 great coaches here tonight. Yeah. And the one thing about it, and we talked about this with Coach Roden, the Millers have played Carmel, okay. They've won, Coach Ebert has won a state championship. Coach Wimmers won a state championship, and here tonight, again, Coach Gilbert won a state championship in 5A.
Coach Roden last year in 4A with East
4A.
Central.
So there's a lot of great coaches in this conference. Of course, the first game, the Millers played Cathedral, and man, they've got a ton of state championships at Cathedral.
Yeah, they've got a ton of state championships at Cathedral. Speaking of Cathedral, they play, and it's kind of unique. They'll go to play at Chittard's technically new quote home. It's always been Chittard's home, but it was their practice field, and it's kind of cool that they actually have a home field now.
61 years? Is that what
61 years? You see for numerous seasons, 3 or 4 years. Current head coach Rob Doyle played for Vince Lorenzano, and now they have an actual home at Dietrich Field, I believe they call it. at Chittard High School. So they'll host Cathedral tonight. Guerin Catholic's at Howe. It's kind of a big matchup, a couple speedy teams. Guerin's 2-1 and Howe 3-0. Let's see other matchups that we're going to see on game day. Cecina is at Beech Grove. Both
and
teams,
in fact, that's
3-0.
one of the games. That's one of the games that's on the game day network. So that's really huge. And also, Hamilton Heights is traveling to Northwestern. Both teams are 0-3.
Somebody's got to win.
Somebody's got to win, and it's needed bad. I guess we're going to pause for the national anthem. So we'll take a little break for the national anthem and come right back to you. See, I thought tonight with the band not being here that Bob Tremaine would sing the national anthem.
He'd actually sing for us tonight.
I think he has a little scratchy voice, so he couldn't do that tonight.
One of these days we'll get Bobby T to sing the national anthem here at the football field.
Yeah. Hey, Craig, one thing about it is a huge crowd. I mean,
it's bigger than I thought it would be for a
people
wet
are coming
night
out.
like this.
It must be raining again because they had the umbrellas down, and now they've put them back up. We're going to see this all night long, but a pretty good crowd here for it looks like this rain is set in all night long.
Yeah, from what I see on the extended forecast, it looks like it's supposed to stick around today and for the next couple days. So all weekend going to rain here in central Indiana. Other games of note tonight: Franklin Central visiting Zionsville. Both teams 1-2 and 0-1 in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Franklin Central, that newcomer to make 8 teams in the HCC.
You know, the one thing about that too, Craig, those are Noblesville's next 2 opponents. I mean, they're going to play those 2 teams.
Yeah, they'll play at Zionsville, then host Franklin Central before.
That's homecoming.
Yep, homecoming.
50 years for me, Craig.
Woo!
So you'll have to take it by yourself a little bit while I go down on the field.
Well, you get recognized.
That's right.
You got it. You bet. I'm sure we can handle that.
Yeah,
and
you got Will. We'll put the mic on Will.
Maybe I can get myself a halftime guest that night.
That's right.
In MIC action tonight, big game over on the Lower West Side. Center Grove at Ben Davis. Center Grove finally got their first win last week, and they beat Carmel. Carmel will host Pike this week in a 1-2 versus 2-1 matchup at Carmel at Greyhound Stadium.
The funny thing about that Carmel Center Grove game, Coach Ebert and I talked off the air about that, and he goes, man, that's going to be a dangerous game because they're not used to being 0-2. We're about to kick off here, so getting ready for this big game here between Noblesville and Westfield.
Bud Wright and his Sheridan Blackhawks head to Florida to play Carroll tonight. Both teams 2-1. Another undefeated, Decatur Central is at Martinsville. They're both 3-0. And Lafayette Central Catholic 1-2 at West Lafayette 3-0. And big one for the Tipton Blue Devils. They host Lewis Cass tonight. And we're getting set for kickoff, and here we go and that's going to be a touchback. That was the name of the game last week for Alex Bales off the foot of the Westfield place kicker, and Noblesville will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Great night for football.
You know, the one thing about Bales, he's a very good kicker, okay? So
kind of like when Will Harrison was there.
Yeah. I mean, and the kicking game may play a big part in this ball game tonight.
Yep, exactly. Special teams alone, they're going to play a big part in tonight's game.
Because the Millers got Jack Knight, which is a very good kicker, and with Bales on the other side, it could come down to a field goal. Here we go.
Gremmel under center. Going to be careful with this. Hands it off to Luke Blevins. He breaks up, gets to around the 25-yard line. They'll give him a pickup of 5 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 5 at the 25.
Number 9, Fry, was on the tackle. He's a senior, 5'11", 228 for the Shamrocks.
Eddie Jenick checks in as a fullback now for the Millers. Looks like he and Zach Tuane back there in the backfield. Single receiver to both sides, and handoff is to Jenick.
Oh my gosh.
Jenick's gone. 50,
he's gone.
40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, and
no flags, no flags?
I would say he almost slowed up too much. He almost had a defender catch up.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Can we see that, Will?
75 yards.
Let's
Eddie
take a look at this. I'm not sure what happened in the middle there.
Yeah, I want to see exactly what happened. We see Jenick with it. The block held, but he broke out of that.
He just kept driving.
He did a half spin, kept his legs driving. Eddie Jenick, everybody. Wow.
What a big play there by Eddie Jenick, the senior.
Jenick breaks out on the second play from scrimmage, 75 yards and a Noblesville touchdown. Jack Knight boots the PAT right through with ease, and Noblesville with 11-10 on the scoreboard. 2 plays, 80 yards. Noblesville 7, Westfield 0.
You know, this is exactly what the Millers needed to do. They needed to establish a little bit of offense there. Let's thank one of our sponsors. Celebrating over 26 years, Logan Street Signs and Banners specialize in that last-minute signage and banners. Now serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 or visit their website, loganstreetsigns.com.
You know, catching everyone by surprise because it only took that A, kept driving his legs, and B, a little half spin inside pretty much that, between the left guard and left tackle there, and boom, Eddie Jenick found a hole, and everyone else had come inward from the Westfield front 7. He found room and got through the Westfield secondary, and he was gone and off to the races.
But, Craig, you and I have known Eddie Jenick for a long time, and that's the kind of player he is, man. He never quits.
Eddie Jenick, I mean, his name has been called since he was a sophomore a couple years ago. This kick is going to be shorter at the 6-yard line. Owen McGraw handles that and gets up to the 15-yard line.
Wow.
Tackled by number 25. I think that's Cody Leach.
Yes.
So Westfield will have the ball at their own 15-yard line to start this drive on their first possession tonight. You know, the crazy thing about that touchdown run, it wasn't anything obviously spectacular to start out, but then when he broke out into the open field, I think he shocked everyone because all of a sudden they figured out, oh, Eddie still has the ball, and he's running. Patchett back there in the backfield. He gets the handoff from Simons, and he is going to inch himself up to about the 18-yard line. They may mark him at the 19.
Tackle by Zach Groover, but Tuade slowed him down a little bit, but it's so wet out there, it just kind of slipped off. But the one thing about Tuade is he gets very, very low. He gets you down around the ankles, so he gets a lot of tackles.
Patchett did that last week, 18 carries, $132, and he keeps it again, or gets the handoff this time, and up across the 20 to maybe the 21 for 6 yards, actually 3 yards, and going to be 3rd and 3.
Jacob Ham in there for the tackle for the Millers.
Leading tackler for Noblesville, Ham.
He's a junior.
Picked up 3, and it's 3rd and 3. Check that 3rd and 4. As Simons gets a play call change from the audible from the sideline. Pepio to the near. He's got twins to the far side. Fakes the handoff, and the pass is into the hands of tight end Levi Castor.
You know, that's the one thing about the Shamrocks. They got a lot of weapons, Craig, that they come at you in a lot of different ways. And with Simmons back behind, behind center there. He's got a lot of weapons.
It's only Castor's second catch of the year. His first one last week for a 5-yard touchdown. Simons again across the middle. That's Dane Wheeler.
Wow.
Upended by Wyatt Blades, number 13, up at the 45, but that's another 12-yard pickup.
Blades, one of those hard-hitting seniors.
So it'll be a first down again as 2 consecutive 12-yard passes from Simons to Castor and now Wheeler. First and 10, Westfield at the 45, and the handoff again to Patchett, who might have gotten a yard with forward progress. Met up by the Noblesville defense, looks like Jacob Ham.
Looked like Double D, Dalton Davis in there.
Also 42, Kendra Jenkins in there as well for Noblesville.
So that front 3 really in there to get it, the tackle.
Sixth play of the drive. 3 rushing, 2 passing so far. Simons fakes the handoff, and he'll keep it himself. He's nailed in the backfield. Looked like number 49 for Noblesville, Zach Kennell. Zach Kennell with the sack. And that'll be a 2-yard loss on the play for Simons, bringing up a big 3rd down and 11 for Westfield at their own 44-yard line. Simons, he's got in the pistol with Patchett behind him. He's got trips bunched to the far side, tied into the nearest Castor. The snap, back in the pocket, looking, finding time, and he finds Castor. Castor, a good-sized tight end. He'll have the first down and a little bit more. Down to about the 44-yard line.
Got a player down for the Rocks here.
Looks like an offensive lineman,
Yeah.
63, just in case. Big 278-pound junior guard.
You know, if you look at that front line of the Shamrocks, they're pretty young, man. I mean, they got a lot of juniors and sophomores up front there. In fact, there's not Drew Johnson, the right tackle, is a senior.
That'll be a big thing in 2019 for Coach Gilbert when they can bring back 4 out of 5 linemen.
Yeah, that's always huge when you have a good line. A good line solves a lot of problems. You know, the one thing about it here, Craig, Levi Castor, he only had 1 catch coming in this game. He's already got 2 big catches.
Yep, his 1 catch last week, like I said, 5 yards for a touchdown against Zionsville last week, and now he's got 2 for 26. And, obviously the bigger option at tight end size-wise, as he's 6'2", 216, compared to Dane Wheeler being 5'10" and 173 as a wide receiver. Kind of lines up as a tight end sometimes. It's good to see Case walking off the field.
Yeah, he's a little gimpy, but not
bit.
as serious as it possibly could have been. Let's thank one of our sponsors. Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provides you that with that same-day service and the last-minute decisions. Give them a call at 317-773-7391.
Yep, looks like Southeastern, looks like a punt went into the end zone. Fisher's got a safety. First play on this out of the timeout. Was that on the carry that time? Patchett. 2-0 Fishers, little baseball score over at Southeastern as they get a safety on the Royals.
That's like a score in May, right?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. As the defending baseball state champion, Fishers Tigers.
Absolutely. Coach Cherry does a great job over there.
Fakes the handoff, and the option goes to Hauser, and he maybe had in the backfield
fumble.
back at the 43, and there's a fumble on the play, but Dane Wheeler dives on it back at the 45. Del Mark. Hauser as down at the 43. He picked up 1.
Another big play for the Rocks. Another big play for the Millers. I mean, this huge third down here. Westfield marching the ball down the field here.
10th play of the drive here, Perry. Simons back to pass. He's got room and time, and off of his hands and off of Patrick Beam's hands. Incomplete for the first incompletion for Simons on the night. 4th down and 11 at Noblesville's 43.
You know, there's one thing, we know Beam's can catch the ball very, very well. That wet football may have had a little bit to do with that miss here.
Alex Bales back at his own 41. Set for the long snap to punt the ball. .640 left first quarter, and Bales, not a big rush. Couple come in for it, and that's going to be fair caught, waved off, and that ball goes past a couple Westfield punt team personnel and into the end zone. So it'll be 1st and 10. Nobles will have the ball at their own 20-yard line to start this drive. And let's see how ready Westfield will be on this drive. Because that wasn't any sort of tricky play. It just happened to be a hole open for Eddie Jenick.
And you gotta credit that front line of Noblesville. Keep blocking and Eddie just keep, cranking those legs, grinding them out.
Gremmel under center. The pitch to Blevins, finds room off right tackle and bounces, gets up to maybe gain about a yard on the play. It's amazing looking at our screen here, how clear it looks.
Yeah.
And then you look at the window in front of us, and we need one of those squeegees.
Yeah. Will, can you go out there and squeegee that window for us here, man? Oh, okay. He's got a towel.
That towel may smear it, though.
Yeah.
We can't be too picky. We're inside.
Yeah.
Noblesville breaking the huddle. We're just under the midway point. First quarter. Craig Atkins with Perry Williams. Glad you've joined us tonight. If you didn't make it out here live, glad you've joined us on any facet you can. Gremmel gets chased back. He's inside the 10, back to the 7. 14-yard loss. Looks like he couldn't find his receiver. Loses 12 on the play, does Gremmel.
That was huge. The Rocks brought that defense there, and 14-yard loss. So.
Yeah, that was Owen Ogle. 5'10", 220-pound junior lineman. Be 3rd and 21. 12-yard loss. Now he's going to be on his heels. Gremmel. A little draw there. Might get up to the pile, pushes across the 10.
Oh, my
Still
goodness.
going up to the 14, 15, and he may get marked. He's going to get marked to the 16 for a 7-yard pickup. And finally, Luke Blevins gets to come out of that pile.
Just keeps driving those legs, man.
Kept driving the legs, and so it's going to be 4th down and 14. He picked up 7 on the play.
Which is good for Jack Knight, because he won't be kicking from the end zone now. So
3 and out, and Noblesville's going to have to punt here. Yeah, it gives Jack Knight a little more room, but there's still going to be a rush on. This one kind of a low lining, almost knuckleball, and the ball is going to roll. And we're going to see number 70, Andy Cleverly, the long snapper, and that usually happens. The long snapper will get down there to.
Yeah, because he's usually he can just shoot right out of there.
He shoots right out there, and so Andy Cleverly downs the ball. Westfield will have 1st and 10 at their own 43.
It looks like here in the SRN network that Beech Grove are 6, Cecina nothing in the first quarter. Of course, Fisher Southeastern still a 2-0 baseball game.
Nothing, Brownsburg and Avon.
I think, it kind of surprises you a little bit, really. I mean, those are two powerful offenses.
It may be a chess match, too.
That's true, too.
First play from scrimmage on this series. Patchett gets the handoff, and he'll gain about 4 up to the 47.
Jenick was on the bottom of that pile there.
Jenick already with a 75-yard touchdown run. Now he's going to try and do something for the Millers on defense. 2nd down and 6 at the 47 for Westfield. Simons fakes the handoff and caught by Canal. 49, Zach Canal.
Canal, nice tackle there.
No gain for Simons there.
Canal, man, he's built low to the ground at 5'9", 190 pounds. He's a tough kid to handle.
.315 left first quarter. Noblesville 7, Westfield 0. 3rd down and 6 for Westfield at their own 47-yard line. Simons across the middle, and the nearest receiver was actually a defensive back, Aiden
Somebody
Richardson,
got
number
crossed
24.
up there.
Yep, routes were not what Simons was thinking they were, and so, yeah, somebody had their wires crossed there, and or the route crossed, either or, and 3 and out.
You know, this is the one thing that always makes you nervous with a wet ball and everything on punts and kickoffs and all returns.
Yeah, believe me, back in the day, I mean, it wasn't the easiest thing, but I mean,
no,
trying to punt a wet ball. Oh. And
nice
tries to punt this end over end, and he
Ooh,
does. Fair
away,
catch.
Man.
Yep, get away from the ball. And they keep it inside the 5. Going to be, looks like it down at the 5-yard line.
But I think that was a wise thing to do.
Yep.
And that was an end over end kick. That was a tough one. So
right there. Ball?
Yeah. So right there is what we were talking about. Bowles pegged Noblesville inside the 20. Okay, and those are huge numbers. This inside the 20 stuff for punters is getting to be a huge part of a football game.
It's almost like when you try and you get them in one of the coffin corners, you try and pin them deep.
Yeah. If
you can just get the ball to be downed inside the 10 or the 5.
And Jack Knight had 2 of those last week against Fishers that were huge. So
Noblesville back with possession, their 3rd of the night. They've had a touchdown run big by Eddie Jenick on the first drive, punted the 2nd drive, and now we'll see what they do on the 3rd.
Looks like Blevins again.
Luke Blevins carries up to the 9-yard line. Picks up 4, and that's 4 carries, 17 yards for Luke Blevins.
Brogan Coy, a sophomore for the Shamrock, 6'1", 233.
Wyatt Blades in there for the Millers at one of the receiver slots now. He'll be the far side.
It's about almost easier for you to look off the screen than it is through that rain-covered window here.
It's almost fogging up. Will's breathing hard over here to my right. On the carry again, Blevins up across the 10. Might have gotten to the 11, I believe, actually the 12. Picked up 3. And it's a big 3rd down for Noblesville at their own 12. 3rd and 3 as they're trying to get something going here on this drive. 1:29 left here, first quarter. Grumble back to pass goes. And finds Wyatt Blades up to the 18-yard line. 6 yards and a first down.
Here's a replay on that, Craig.
Just a simple out pattern.
Yeah.
That's all that actually.
Nothing real fancy there.
Out pattern like a little button hook, and Wyatt Blades hauls it in for the first completion for Gremmel.
One thing about it was good that Ballard was over there running a little interference, number 31. So.
Yeah, Max Pollard, he's a pretty good-sized tight end, 6'2", 200. So 1st and 10, Noblesville's first down. Gremmel hands that ball off and up the middle.
Yeah, there
might have gotten a yard.
And a host of Shamrocks in there to make the stop.
Looks
Oh,
like
that was 2 a day.
the scoreboard clock is playing games up there. They were having trouble before the game started.
Probably rain plays havoc
Yeah.
on these scoreboards too. That was 2 a day on the carry on that.
That was Zach 2 I'll be darned. 7 and a 1 looks about the same.
Brownsburg scored with 1:55 left to go here in the first period. They're up 6-0.
Gremmel play action fake. Oh, fingertips intended for Zach 2
And they made the extra point at 7-0. So Brownsburg takes the lead over Avon.
Brownsburg's starting quarterback's former Noblesville backup quarterback Ben Easter's sophomore. So he's going to have some time to kind of blossom as a quarterback the next 3 years.
Correction, 5.4 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Last play of the first quarter here, 3rd and 9 on their own 19-yard line for Noblesville. Gremmel back in the pistol with Blevins. In motion comes Zach Blevins. Gremmel tries to find room, and 54 on the tackle for Mark McLaurin.
Nobody blocked him there. He was in there way, way too quick.
So it's through 1 quarter of play. It's Noblesville 7, Westfield 0. And to start the second quarter, it'll be 4th and 9 from their own 19-yard line.
Let's thank one of our sponsors, Craig, Community Health. Community Health is Central Indiana's leader in providing health care services where and when patients need them. With any questions, you can contact Community Health at 317-355-7775 or ecommunity.com.
So end of one quarter of play, and it's 7-0. Noblesville up on Westfield. 4th and 9, and I believe the ball is going to be back near the 10-yard line.
Southeastern scores at the start of the second quarter, and the score Southeastern 7, Fishers 2. So we have games with 7-0, 7-0, 7-2, and the scorer isn't on the scoreboard right now with
Beech Grove.
Beech Grove Cecina, but Beech Grove was ahead 7-0.
Jack Knight with a booming punt. That's going to bounce beyond the 50
bounce.
And good. Miller bounced down right at the 29-yard line. Wow, what a punt.
Nice punt by Jack Knight.
60 yards with the
Wow,
bounce.
that's
60 yards with the roll.
Take it any way you can, right?
Yep. So 3 straight punts, 2 by Noblesville, 1 from Westfield, and we'll see what Westfield's able to do on their 3rd drive of the game. They'll have this ball to start on their own 29-yard line. Glad you've joined us. If you stayed dry at home, Patch it on the carry.
Good news for the Husky fans. Capacity to Tavo for a touchdown pass. They're up 14-0 with 1:37 left in the first quarter. So the Huskies are up against Northwestern.
That's up in Kokomo, and you'd hope that this would be the game that Coach Kirshner will get the win. And that ball batted. Carson Sanders, I believe, had the block there. He batted that pass and made it so Pepio didn't have a shot at it. Yep, that is Carson Sanders. Bats it, and Pepio could not handle the pass even off the bat. 3rd and 6 at their own 33. Changes the play. He's got 10 seconds left on the play clock. Pepio and Beam to the near.
We'll have to hurry. They're going to call
Westfield's going to
timeout.
call a timeout. They're first.
That drives the coach crazy. You know what, Craig?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Church Hiddle and Anthrop's attorney at law. Since the establishment of Church Hiddle and Anthrop in 1880, our neighbors, community leaders, businesses, school districts have placed their trust in us to solve the most challenging legal issues. We have a rich history of helping our clients when they need it most. Give them a call at 317-773-2190. You know, that's the one thing, Craig. I think this is about the game we thought it was going to be. But, man, you're always worried when that big, powerful offense of the Greyhounds, of the Westfield Shamrocks, because they can score so many different ways with so many different weapons, to be quite honest.
You know, they showed it last week, through on the ground and through the air. Had I believe it was 345 yards on the ground last week against Zionsville, and just a complete package on the ground. Simons has time, back to pass, and he goes, and that's one-handed haul-in catch by Patchett. Wow. Yep, Eli Patchett. First down for...
Here's a play. Simmons back to throw. Looks like there's a flag, though. Patchett.
Yep, flag over the 40. So do you think it's a holding maybe?
Maybe. But there was a lot of holding between Patchett and who was defending him, you know?
I didn't see who was defending him.
Was it Groover? Oh, it's against them, so it's coming back.
Offsetting. Offsetting penalties, repeat third down.
So both sides.
End of one corner. It's Center Grove 7, Ben Davis nothing over at 10th and Girls School Road down there.
Let's go defense, get a stop here.
Ben Davis is trying to go 3-1, not 2-2, and Center Grove's trying to equal it up at 2-2. Oh, wide open.
Yep, Groover. Oop, yep, he's going to get thrown for that. Groover.
Yeah,
Groover, a little FaceTime with him.
Yeah.
Yep. Pass interference there.
Nope, you can't do that.
Yep.
Can you show that again, Will? It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, when you don't turn around and face the ball.
If he just turned around a little bit, but he was looking him right in the eye there. So that's just an automatic there.
You know, if Zach Groover would have turned around and played center field like he can.
Yeah. Look back, with the ball there.
So it'll be a penalty by first down for Westfield.
I like that rule much better in high school football.
Yeah,
because that would have been a big gain right there with that.
Kind of a last-second face guarding. So a 15-yard penalty up to the 48-yard line. Patchett gets the handoff, and he's going nowhere. Dalton Davis and company will.
Jenkins on the tackle for the Millers, but the other thing that we talk about all the time, Tuaday got a hold of his foot a little bit there and slowed him down, and when that happened, that gave Jenkins the opportunity to lower him. Second down and 10.
Trips bunch here to the near side, single receiver to the far. Simons fakes it. Now he's got Riddle out in the left flat, and he's going to be met at the 48. No gain. That is Justin Johnson Sparks on the tackle for Noblesville.
Sparks has got 2 interceptions this season for the Millers, and recovered 1 fumble. So he's having a great season the first 3 games here.
Simons 4 out of 6 through the air. That one for no yards. Actually, they'll give him 1.
As a gift, right?
Give him the benefit of the doubt there. The gift yard. Third down and 9 at their own 49. Simons 5 wide. Looking, finding. Nope. And he's being chased out Davis lost his footing and sliding receiver. You can't get up, Riddle. In the NFL, yes, you can get up. Riddle catches that ball at the 48, so it's going to be a tough 3-yard pickup for Jacob Riddle, and that'll force Alex Bales to come out and punt the ball away again.
Cecina scored, and that score is Cecina 7, Beech Grove 6.
Student section's going back and forth, and punt almost blocked by Eddie Jenick, and going to be out of bounds around the 16. Up near the 20, 19-yard line. That's good in this weather. It looks like it kind of looks like it's a little clearer than it was, but it's still got a nice solid drizzle. It's supposed to rain for the next couple days.
Yeah. Yeah, if we get it, if it stops, it's only going to be for a few minutes.
Yeah, you can tell it looks like it's just one big haze all around us and the whole area. So Noblesville football back at their own 19 for their 4th drive of the night. 2-A back there, along with Blevins. Brandon Lowe, the receiver here to the near side. I think Zach Gruber to the far.
Oops.
Encroachment looks like, and that's 90. Owen Ogle.
You know, the one thing about it, Zach Tuday's been asked to do a lot of different things here his senior year for the Millers, play both on offense and defense. Sometimes we'll put him even as a wide out or a tight end or put him in that backfield. I tell you what, the senior leadership of this group, it's been outstanding so far for Noblesville. Same way on Westfield.
And another one. They got.
But I think this may be
this is going to come back. Yep.
Yeah.
You see 62 out there. Cameron Knight kind of hitting his helmet with his hands and frustration as that ball is going to go back to the 19. Nullifying that first penalty on Westfield. .854 on the clock.
Still Brownsburg and Avon. Brownsburg up 7-0.
Gremmel hands it off. Blevins trying to find a hole and barely finds any room, but that was number 41, Zach Collins.
Collins met him.
He's gotten bigger since baseball season.
Yeah, he just met him standing up, and it was not pretty there. But he did pick up one there.
Yep, picked up 1 yard there up to the 20. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 yards at the 20. Zach Blevins, who caught a touchdown pass at Fishers last week. Receiver here to the near. Gremmel back to pass, flushed out, rolls out right and finds room, but there's a flag in the backfield. Another one here.
Maybe holding there on that pass.
The referee threw a flag in the backfield,
and
there was a flag thrown
right
here by the side judge
on the
too.
Receiver, yeah.
Yep, right by Jaden Barrett, number 17. So we'll see which three of the 5 officials conferring there to see which one's going to penalty's going to hold up.
Henson, the cornerback over here, I think was holding.
Holding, offense, holding, offense.
Oh, all right.
Fortunately for Noblesville, they can only assess one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. I knew there was some contact over here in the flats, but I wasn't really sure who was the guilty party. 7:57 left to go here in the second quarter. Noblesville's up 7-0 over the Westfield Shamrocks.
Westfield declined the holding penalty, so it's still going to be loss of down.
They're going to make the Miller offense do something.
Yeah, they're going to make them try and do something here. It's 3rd and 9 now at the 20 with that loss of down. 3 receivers here to the near side, 1 to the far. Blevins in the backfield. Gremmel in the pistol. Goes back to pass, little flick out there in the flat. Blevins has it up across the 20, a hard 1 yard.
Caldwell, that was a nice tackle out there. He sniffed that out pretty quick there. Hey, we want to thank everybody that's watching us on Facebook and Twitter and HCTV.
Punt's going to go into the end zone.
That's going to be true.
And, yep, it's going to be a safety. And now we've got a 7-2 score.
That's right. And those are the things you're always concerned about, you know. And I mean, it's just got to shake it off.
Let's see who tackled him in the end zone and didn't catch that.
So Noblesville 7, Westfield 2.
So it'll be a safety, and Noblesville will kick off to Westfield.
So it's very unusual that you have 2 games that you're watching on game day, and the score is 7-2 in 2 of them.
Quirky night in high school football.
Brownsburg scored again. They're up 14-0 over Avon in the second quarter with about 6:15 left to go in the second quarter. Kind of a surprise to me because Avon's been kind of rolling over everybody, and everybody said
It's
Avon's
their true test.
Yeah, Avon's the team to beat, but Brownsburg is a very good football team.
So Noblesville will kick the ball from their own 20-yard line, and if I'm not mistaken, Jack can take this like a punt, rugby style, and just boot this ball, and he does.
Nice kick there.
Yep, nice kick, and that's going to be back at the 15-yard line. And Noblesville's kicking team, Brandon Lowe on the tackle as he tackles Jacob Riddle at the 16, it looks like. Good coverage there.
Actually, a very good punt by Jack Knight. I mean, he was going back and back and back to get the football there.
Actually, the ball is going to be at the 27-yard line. Lost track of where they were. 1st and 10 Westfield. It's 7-2 Noblesville. Westfield's going to have their chance to get their offense rolling here as they get a second straight opportunity to score. Oh, movement, definitely. 3 or 4 guys different. I don't think any of them knew the snap count fully. Be a 5-yard mark off to make it 1st and 15 on their own 22. Hauser on the carry for Westfield. Hauser didn't pick up a yard there. Handoff, nope. Simons fakes the handoff to patch it back to pass, and no. Picked off by the Noblesville Miller defense. Wyatt Blades with the pick. Let's see this on the replay here. He had time, watch Simons as it rolls out left. And watch how Wyatt Blades kind of comes down and converges. River State home there. Pass thrown. And he picks it right off, right in front of Kyle Pebio.
He just kind of picked it out in midair there. Wyatt Blades on a big tackle. Looks like the rain's coming down pretty good right now out there.
So Noblesville will have the football at Westfield's 34, their best field position of the night.
We're having to watch a lot of the ball game on our monitor. Thank goodness for the monitor tonight, because our windows are
a little wet.
Very difficult to see through right now. But we'll do the best we can. Dalton Davis coming in the offensive guard spot for
it's like
the
right
Miller.
guard, yeah. Procedure penalty brings it back 5 yards to the 39. Gremmel play action fake, finds room up the middle, running. Now 40, 35, 30, 25, inside the 20, and a huge run for Grant Gremmel.
And that's the one thing Grant Gremmel did last year in the same ball game.
Yep.
And that was the one thing that Coach Jake Gilbert talked about this week was Grant Gremmel's running ability. Nice run by
That'll be
Gremmel.
a 20-yard pickup by Grant Gremmel. Gets
Here
him
it
back
is.
in the positive. Finds
Good
room,
job.
breaks
Got
one.
outside. Good block by Dalton Davis there to spring him to the outside.
1st and 10, Noblesville at the 19 of Westfield. Blevins down to about the 16 for a 3-yard pickup. Clock rolling, 6:07 left, first half.
Levin's coming out. Zinnick's coming in. Two-days at the fullback spot. Dalton Davis is still in there at right guard for the Millers.
I think Tuane's gained some weight since baseball. He's 215 listed now.
Yeah.
Hand off to
The
Tuane.
big fullback.
Didn't pick up any yards there.
Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage there. .528 left to go here in the second quarter. We got us a ball game, Craig, right now.
7-2 our score. This kind of seems like a baseball score in this series between these two schools. 7-2, Noblesville up, 5:10 left. 5:12 left, and we're going to have a timeout here at the 5:09 mark. Noblesville calls it.
Let's thank one of our sponsors. Smith's Jewelers has been serving Hamilton County, including Noblesville, Fishers, Westfield, and Carmel, for over 65 years. Many jewelry stores have come and gone, yet Smith's remains. If one were to ask how and why, the answer would be their outstanding jewelry selection and customer service. The knowledgeable staff at Smith's Jewelers is eager to give the customers a memorable, positive experience. You can contact them at 317-773-3383.
So back out of the timeout, Noblesville ready on offense. Going to be a 3rd down and 7 at the 16 of Westfield. And obviously this is in field goal range of Jack Knight, but you don't know on a night like this how the ball would be to kick off this wet turf.
Absolutely. And Fishers Tigers has scored, and so with 32 seconds left to go in the half, Fishers 10, Southeastern 7.
Fishers must have gotten a 2-point conversion. Timeout called. Westfield. See if we can chase down some of these scores from around the area with you. We've got the game day. As Perry said, halftime, it's Fishers 10, Hamilton Southeastern 7 in the battle for the Mudstock. And Brownsburg up 14-0 on Avon now over in Hendricks County. And it's still 7-6. Cecina up on Beech Grove, down in Beech Grove.
Cecina's #1 team in 2A, right?
Yep.
what, Beech Grove 4A, is that right?
Beech Grove's 4A, yep. Cena 2A?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2A. As they've had recent success in the past few years to move themselves up. 3rd and 7, 5:09 left until half. Noblesville with the ball at Westfield's 16-yard line. Looks like Jenick back there in the backfield behind Grant Gremmel. Gremmel has time, flushed out, he'll run again, 15. Down to about the 12-yard line for a 4-yard pickup. Clock rolling. Picks up 4, and it's going to be 4th and 3. Check that he picked up 3.
So Jack Knight's going to attempt a field goal here.
It's like 30-yard attempt on the hold by Connor Gutting from the right hash. The snap, the hold, nothing doing as Jack Knight boots that ball right through the uprights, and with 4:25 left, till half, it's Noblesville 10, Westfield 2.
Here's the kick again, Craig. I mean, everything worked out perfect. Good snap, good placement. Jack Knight puts it through the end, through the uprights. You know, Craig, the one thing about this, that was a big series, you know, with Noblesville getting the safety and Westfield getting 2 points and having to kick off there. Jack Knight booms a punt on the safety kickoff there, and an interception by Blades.
Yeah.
That was some big plays, and got 3 points out of it. So,
like we said, obviously defense has stayed, you know, they've got themselves up. Offense is picking themselves up, but they need to get Noblesville's offense needs to, you know, push it even more, as we know Westfield's got a lot in the tank.
Oh man, they got a lot of weapons.
Yep, they've got a lot of weapons, and
this football game is a long way from being over.
Knight kicking off from his own 40, and this ball going into the end zone for a touchback. So with 4:25 left here in the first half, it's Noblesville 10, Westfield 2, and we'll see what Simons on the Westfield offense back out there. Hands the ball off this time. Eli Patchett up to the 24, picks up a solid 4.
Dalton Davis on the tackle. Jacob Ham on the assist in there for the Millers, number 47.
Simons hands it off again and met by a host of Noblesville defenders. It's Patchett. He might have picked up one on the forward progress before he was met by a few Miller defenders. Brings up 3rd down and 5 at the 25. Third down. Simons back in the pistol. He'll change the play. He's got 12 seconds left. 3:20 and counting first half. Simons back there, has time, he's brushed. Ball is batted, caught by Eli Patchett, and he's got room, and he's across the 30.
Fumble.
Ball's on the ground, and Noblesville picks it up. Wow. Wyatt Blades. Wow. Watch as Patchett catches this.
It's set up a screenplay here, Craig. I mean, it's obvious he's going back.
And he gets popped right, boom, by Johnson Sparks.
Woo.
And
Sparks
Blades
and
dives on it.
Blades and Tuaday were right there to get it. So, but you know, Sparks is the kid that, you know, that was a big time hit.
Brad Silbert with the text gives the halftime score. I'm not sure if he knows that we've got it on.
Yeah, he doesn't know about game day, man.
He just shot us a text.
You didn't, Will? You didn't tell Brad about game day, huh?
Noblesville ball at the Westfield 37. Blevins. Looks like he may have lost a yard or may actually got back to the line of scrimmage. They may back him up a yard. Second and 11 from the 38 of Westfield. Jenick. Tackle there by number 40 of Westfield, Colin Caldwell.
Craig, at the half, Lawrence North 0, North Central 0.
Wow.
So a big game there in the MIC.
Looks like both teams grounded. Loss of 2 yards there by Eddie Jenick. Kind of messes up that 75-yard touchdown, doesn't it? 3rd and 13 at the Westfield 40. We're going to have a timeout. Noblesville, their second.
Hey, let's thank another one of our sponsors, HCTVcalendar.com. Be sure to check out this calendar for upcoming events in Hamilton County, including local or high school events. If you have an event, add it to the calendar. It's easy, it's free. Hamilton County Community Calendar has been around since 1995. Check it out on HCTVcalendar.com. Well, we got 151. Let's go through a little bit here. We'll make sure I'm right here. We'll take a break, about a 3-minute commercials, and then Will's going to try to go to some games that we have on game day. So
Gremmel back to pass, finds Blades in the flat, tries to find a little wiggle room and gets back to the line of scrimmage, actually. A tough 3 yards on that catch by Blades. So that'll bring up 4th down and 10, and all of that just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
We want to thank the people at SRN Indiana for allowing us to broadcast on game day tonight. It gives us another game of 4 games tonight. Our goal is old Jim and Rick are shooting for 8 games in one night. So.
4th and 10 at the 37 of Westfield, and Grant Gremmel calls a timeout. He had 1 to burn.
Yeah.
Minute 4 left till halftime.
Your coverage and everything.
Yeah, and next week, Hamilton Heights gets back home and they'll host the Western Tigers.
Absolutely. I think you and Jack Russell are on the call up there.
Is that our only game next week?
Next week, because the IHSAA TV.org is going to broadcast
Hamilton Southeastern at Westfield.
At Westfield. We were going to do that, but they're going to do that, and that's great. Here comes a field goal.
Oh, my.
Jack Knight here.
It's the 54-yard attempt by Jack Knight as.
Let's see what kind of leg he's got here.
It's got the, just short.
Yeah.
Lands about midway through the end zone. You know, he possibly could have made that on a clear night and a dry field.
Yeah. That I'm sure that air's kind of heavy out there.
So the field goal short. And the rules in high school that no matter where the ball was,
that's
on
a
that
good
play,
that's a good rule too.
It's almost like it's a touchback. Westfield.
Yeah. So you really didn't have anything to lose there, Craig.
Yep.
I mean,
you actually,
really.
instead of the ball at the 37, back 17 yards, Westfield will have it at their own 20 with pretty much a minute exactly, 59.7 left on the clock here until halftime. We'll get you a live look in. Patchett with the carry. Picks up a couple there. Yeah, we'll get you a live look in.
Yeah, actually, we'll have that 3-minute commercial, and some of these games may be back on for the second half here. I think Southeastern was the first game that
I believe so.
Went to the half. Is that right, Will?
It looks like Westfield in the kneel-down formation. They're not going to take any risks as they've already had 2 turnovers in the first half of play. And that will be the final play of the first half, as it was a 3-2 score in that second quarter. And our score at halftime, as this clock's going to wind down all the way to zeros. Noblesville 10, Westfield 2. Perry and I and Will and Lucas, we're all going to take a break and here at halftime, and we'll come back in just a little bit, and we'll get you some other action on some live look-ins right here on Hamilton County TV.
When medical care is needed, where will you turn? With Community's Connect to Care program, one call or click finds you the closest open appointment. Request a time yourself, or let us do it. From a primary care doctor or virtual visit, to a med check or community clinic at Walgreens. Just call or click. You can go right to our website or to me. Connect to Care from Community.
Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong or brave. Maybe they can build cities or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
Hey Deb, why do they call us Logan Street Signs and Banners?
Because we started off at Logan Street.
But we're on South 10th Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
Why didn't we change the name?
That would have just confused everybody and they wouldn't be able to find us.
Now I'm really confused.
Bill, we're Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville. Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street Signs and Banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street Signs and Banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street Signs and Banners, conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street in Noblesville, Indiana.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
And we're back live at Beaver Materials Field, Noblesville, Indiana. Halftime, it's Noblesville 10, Westfield 2. Craig Atkins alongside Perry Williams, and looks like it is starting to let up rain-wise, but it's still a drizzle going down. Pretty good game so far, and it's been a defensive, Noblesville's capitalized on the defensive end, and they've kept Westfield's ground game stopped for the time being. They really haven't done a whole lot on the ground compared to what they did last week against Zionsville.
Absolutely. Let's thank our sponsors real quick. Logan Street Signs and Banners, Noblesville Trophies, Community Health, Church Hill Anthem, Smith's Jewelers, HCTVcalendars.com. Craig, it looks like that Southeastern is trying to put it in the end zone here on their game against Fishers.
4th and goal with 5.5 left, third quarter. They've got a big jump on the second half at Southeastern. 4th and goal at Fishers, 1, actually 2, and they're going to go for it. And it looks like they get in.
Touchdown, Southeastern.
Yep, looks like Southeastern is back on top. It's 13-10.
And the extra point to follow here.
As teams are warming up, about 3 minutes left until the start of the second half here. And we had some scoring updates. Center Grove at 14, Ben Davis 8 at Ben Davis. And one thing we were saying, that's kind of a must-win, even though I think every game is a must-win from here out for not only Coach Simmons but for Ben Davis, because Ben Davis doesn't have down years, no matter if it's a coach's first year or not.
Yeah, and the one thing in the Mick, it's the same way with the Hoosier Crossroad Conference. We're coming down here. Both of these teams have, the next 6 games are conference games. So, that's huge. I mean,
Yep.
and a lot of things could shake out. I guess one of the surprises we're seeing here tonight, Brownsburg is up 14-0, but still got another half of football to play. But that's kind of not what most people expected, I don't think, Craig.
Yeah, and in week 5 next week, games get a little bit more interesting. Avon stays on the road, and they'll go to Franklin Central for their first taste of the Flashes. And then Brownsburg will head to Fishers. So Fishers will technically stay home, if you will, as they're playing close to home at Southeastern tonight. Southeastern will head to Westfield, as our friends at HSATV.org, the Champions Network, will have that ball game on next Friday on the 14th. And Noblesville will head over to Boone County to face the Zionsville Eagles. And you and I both recall, we were both, I believe, at that game. I was at that game with my brother and his family and my wife.
That's right.
And, down early, Noblesville went to the air with Ryan Barnes' arm in his first year as a full-time quarterback. And Noblesville, I believe, won that game 45-24 2 years ago at Zionsville. So it's going to, be determined from what Noblesville does offensively. And we've got the look-ins on your screen as we see Southeastern has regained the lead 14-10 on Fishers. Brownsburg and Avon just into the third quarter, about 2.5 minutes, 14-0 Brownsburg still. And looks like Cecina and Beech Grove also starting their action in the third quarter, 7-6.
Hey,
Cecina Memorial up on Beech Grove.
Also in the Mick, our good friend Rich Torres is covering that game. North Central 6, Lawrence North nothing. That's 7:18 left to go in the third quarter.
So Noblesville will kick off here in the third quarter, south to north, so right to left for you, to Westfield. Glad you joined us tonight. Lucas upstairs on the camera, Will producing tonight's broadcast, and myself, Craig Atkins, along with Perry Williams. Glad you've joined us, and all of you who didn't brave out the wet weather tonight, we're really glad you've joined us so we can keep you entertained on this Friday night of week 4 of high school football.
Ticker's working now.
Yeah, the ticker is working now. You see how we have game day, inside game day?
Yeah.
Owen McGraw, the defensive back, on the kick return as Westfield will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Their best field position in a while. Indian Creek up 14-0 on Brown County. I like that ticker going across now. Does that mean Jim's chasing down scores, or who is it?
No, that's part of it. Yeah.
Westfield football, 1st and 10 at the 25. Simons hands it off. It's Patchett, and he is met by Zach Tuane. Hasn't been taken down yet, but now he is for a no gain. Kenja Jenkins. And Noblesville leads the all-time series 37-17, 2 ties.
You know, but they went from 1958 to 2000 not playing each other.
Wow. Simons back to pass and completes it to Patrick Beam, and he barely had control at first, and a huge first down gain up to the 43-yard line for an 18-yard pickup. Beam's first catch of the night.
This start of the second half is big for both teams.
Yep.
They've got,
Both
this kind of
teams.
sets the tempo. And it's one of the things that Coach Gilbert talks about is, you got to start the game and you got to start the second half, with a lot of enthusiasm.
Patchett carries it, keeps his feet going, gets down to the 49, so an 8-yard pickup by Patchett, his biggest carry of the night. Into Noblesville territory to their 49, 2nd down and 3.
Cody Leach on the tackle for the Millers there.
Check it out, 2nd down and 2. Westfield on a mission here in this first drive of the second half. Simons going long up the sideline and back to, broken up by Justin Johnson Sparks for the Millers. And ball could have been picked off, but I think that pigskin's still a little wet.
Here it is.
Let's see his break on the ball. He stops, plays a little shortstop, kind of the back lip of the infield, if you will, and keeps it away from Patrick Beam. 2nd down and 2, actually 3rd and 2. We'll blame Will for that. He didn't have that update. I looked at the screen one time. And Simons keeps it himself. He'll have the first down by a yard. 3-yard pickup down to the 46. And believe it or not, to my count, that's the first rushing first down for Westfield.
Really? Double D Dalton Davis on the tackle for the Millers. Craig, what'd you say the Tipton score was?
21-15. Tipton was up at half, and that pass incomplete. Good defense there on the part of 47, Jacob Ham, as he broke that one up. Second down. Simons back to pass. The rush is on. Little screen to Patchett. Gets down inside the 40, down to about the 35.
You can tell that Westfield made some adjustments here and at halftime on this drive.
Big play back there. Dalton Davis stops Patch in the backfield for a loss.
They slowed him down, so.
I just see that on Twitter. Cooper Miles, Noblesville shortstop, follow me on Twitter now. Break on the ball.
He intercepted.
Interception by number 13. That's Wyatt Blades.
He is on fire tonight. Wyatt Blades. Here's the interception here.
Now watch as he breaks in from that safety spot where he's at. He dropped back and
right
in front of Dane Wheeler, picks it off. So 2 interceptions and one fumble recovery by Wyatt Blades.
Big game for the senior tonight so far.
So 1st and 10 for Noblesville, their first series of the second half at their own 24-yard line.
Lawrence North 7, North Central 6. That's a real battle there in the MIC going on.
Gremmel hands it off to Blevins. He'll find room up, get across the 25 to the 26. A hard 2 yards for, actually check that, across the 30. He gets to the 31. That'll be a 7-yard pickup by Blevins.
Brownsburg 14, Avon 7 now. And also Avon recovered their onside kick. So that game is becoming very interesting there.
Fisher's just about to take the lead. They're in the mud sock. It's 14-10. It looks like they'll have 1st and goal now. And it's 2nd down and 3 for Noblesville at their own 31. Hand the ball off. It's Blevins. Stood up at about the 33.
He keeps grinding.
Yep.
The Millers keep pushing.
He gets forward progress. Side judge to the near side and in the middle. Both of them at the 34. If so, that is a 1st down.
Absolutely. Ooh,
so if they're marking the ball at the 34, they may have to measure this. You don't see them measure as much as they used to in high school football.
No, not at all. I'm not sure they think you're going to do it.
Yep, they're going to measure.
You're right. You don't see that very often. What do you think here? Here we go. Good job, Lucas. Lucas, right on the money here.
And
Let's
making
see.
sure just short, about a half yard.
Game of inches, isn't that what they say?
It is a game of inches. 2 yards, a hard 2 yards on the pickup by Blevins. 4th and 1 at the 34. Going to stay out there.
New Pal is hammering Mount Vernon 47-0.
Ooh. Mike Kirshner.
And they're only in the second quarter.
They might have.
He might wish he's still back in Ben Davis.
Either that.
Carmel up 21-0 over Pike in the 3rd quarter.
And Eddie Jenick on the carry, going to get a 1 yard for a 1st down on 3rd down and 1. Jenick with a carry in each quarter. He's got 3 carries for 74 yards, including a 75-yard touchdown run on Noblesville's 2nd play of the ball game, which is the difference right now in this game. Blevins gets the handoff up to the 37-yard line.
Huskies are up 17-7 with 9:34 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that's a big confidence win for Hamilton Heights if they can hold on for that one at Northwestern. Second down and 8.
Craig Fishers is threatening here with 11:25 left to go in the 3rd.
Beach Groves regain the lead.
2nd and goal.
Down in Hornetville. 12-7 it looks like. On Cecina. Blevins sprints forward and dives across the 40. They may mark him at the 41. Actually, check that. Eddie Jenick on the carry.
The cheer blocks going at each other there, yelling who's got the most spirit, right?
Actually, check that. I think that was Joe Hillman.
So that's his first carry tonight, isn't it? See how to.
Correct. Yep, that'll be 3-yard pickup by Hillman. 3rd down and 5 at the 40. Gremmel under center. I formation. Hands it off. Blemons gets low. Can't drive any more forward. He gets up to the 42. Another 2-yard pickup. He's going to need to get more than 2 yards a carry to keep a drive going. Looks like Noblesville's going to have to punt. Ball at their own 42 on this drive.
Looks like it's just drizzling out there now.
Yep, you can see it in the lights. Knight punts the ball, and it's going to go out of bounds around the 31-yard line. Make it the 30 where Westfield will take over with 5:40 left here, 3rd quarter.
The Royals just made a goal line stand. And,
wow, they stopped them.
Fishers didn't score there, so it's still Southeastern 14, Fishers 10. Man, for you football fans, if you're at home, get your computer out and or your iPhone or whatever and check this game day, because we're getting down here to the end on some of these 4 games, plus the ticker running at the bottom. Brebeuf and Southport are tied 21 all.
I wonder if Dr. Mundy knows that Cubs and Nationals have started finally after about an hour-and-a-half delay.
Really?
Delayed in Washington, D.C. tonight. I think rain's heading toward all the East Coast.
Sheridan up 6-0 against Carroll at the half.
Another Hoosier Heartland score, 7-0.
Nice tackle there by 49. Canal on the tackle, number 49 for the Millers.
No gain on that play.
He's doing a nice job there at the nose tonight. Got a couple tackles.
Simons back to pass on 3rd and 9 from the 31-yard line. Flushed out and
caught. What a catch.
Caught for a big first down by Patchett up to the 46-yard line. A 15-yard play. 2 catches, 26 yards for Patchett.
Good job by Patchett. He got flushed out of the pocket there. Lets loose.
Kind of a wheel route out there.
Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 46, 4:35 and rolling 3rd quarter. Westfield up toward midfield. Handoff from Simons to Patchett. Chop steps up near midfield. He gets marked at the 50 for a 4-yard pickup.
Dalton Davis on the tackle for the Millers. Still a 5-yard pickup for Westfield. 2nd and 5. Yeah.
Simons. Play action fake. Going long up the sideline. And is that Groover? Nope, he does. He tips it right out of the hands of Patrick Beam. And I did see video of Zach Groover's 85-yard pick 6 last week at Fishers. And he could have had one, and he had room if he would have picked that ball off.
What a great job. But, Bean's got some height on him there, so
yep.
Zach Groover just got up there and knocked it out of the way instead of trying to go for the ball, which was a smart move on his part. He's a very intelligent football player.
Yep, you got it. 3rd and 6 at midfield. Simons keeps it himself. 45 down to the 40 for a first down. Just the 2nd rushing first down, as he'll pick up 11 yards on that play.
There again, that's that weapon, that dual threat of Simons.
Yep, smart play by Camden Simons. Keeps it himself again. He'll try and branch himself outside the tackles and gets just inside the 35. Actually gets marked down at the 35, 4-yard pickup.
with the rain out there and
Going to be a hold now.
The wet, slippery ball, it's not a bad idea to have a good running quarterback to run the ball right now, because the fewer times you can hand the ball off, the better off you're going to be the rest of this game.
If it's going to be a battle of something like that, in the past, you see Simons can run the ball. Grant Grimble's shown in the past couple of seasons he can run the ball as well, and as of tonight, as he's shown it tonight as well, he's got a 120-yard carry, which got them down and position for Jack Knight to kick that field goal.
Hamilton Heights 17 to 7 now. They're kind of behind on the score a little bit there on the ticker.
1st and 22, back at their own 49 after that holding penalty. A spot foul, so it gets back. Patchett gets maybe about, they'll give him 2 yards on the carry this time.
Looks like Dalton Davis at the bottom of the pile there again. Dalton Davis, as Coach Gilbert said in the interview, he's one of the top defensive players in this area, and he's showing it here in the third quarter.
Simons back to pass, and he is sacked on the play. Zach Tuanay, number 1. So he's sacked all the way back at the 43 for an 8-yard loss by Simons.
Big play by another senior there.
Tuanay came busting through, and there was nothing Simons can do. He just gave Simons a bear hug. So big 3rd down and 28. Simons back to pass, little screen play. Off the hands of Beam. And it's kind of risky in traffic like that. But he probably figured having something like that, a short pass, would be something that they could connect on. And it'll be 4th down and 28 at their own 43, and Alex Bales will be in a punt for Westfield.
Well, that's what we talked about with Coach Roden was, that defense, it bends a little bit, but it doesn't break. And this series certainly shows that, because they were marching down the field. They're coming.
And Noblesville almost had a blocked punt there. Groover going to wave that one off, and it's going to go out of bounds.
You don't want to be a hero tonight and catching a ball on a punt. I'll tell you that right now.
1:49 left, third quarter. Noblesville gets the ball back, and they'll have the ball at their own. I believe they'll mark that ball at the 28-yard line.
I'll tell you what, all 4 of these games on the game day broadcasts are good football games. I'll tell you, we couldn't have picked any better. There it is.
Yep, Brownsburg up 14-7 on Avon. Late third quarter, minute 19 left in the third there. And it looks like 14-10 Southeastern up. First play from this drive, it's Blevins with the handoff. Looks like he gained a couple up to the 30. I'll give him 3 yards, actually. A night like this, you take what yards they give you. It's like 14-10. Southeastern up on Fishers. 14-7. Brownsburg up on Avon.
That was a big goal line stand for Southeastern.
Hand off. Up the middle to the 35 goes Joe Hillman.
That's really tough down there in that mudsock.
Actually.
In that mudsock game with Southeastern and Fishers, Adam Morris was here last year as a coach, great guy. There's, Rick Wimmer's one of the great coaches in high school football in the state. He's done a great job and took a brand new startup school in Fishers and won a state championship.
4 years later,
Yeah, that's amazing.
Blevins.
Nice.
Up to near the 39. It looks like he's going to have a first down. If they mark him, he may have it by the nose of the football.
McGraw on the tackle for Westfield Shamrocks. But the Millers get a first down here.
Yep, Noblesville gets a first down on that 5-yard pickup to the 39. As the nose of the football gets to that 39-yard mark.
Let's see if we get this. Well, we're probably going to get this play.
Actually,
off,
they're going to have to because the play clock's ahead of the game
Okay,
clock
yeah,
by
it
a
is.
little bit, maybe 2 seconds. Gremmel hands it off. Blevins up across the 40, and he'll dive up near the 43, and that'll be the final play of the third quarter.
So we got us a barn burner going right here now.
No score in that third quarter keeps it actually. Noblesville 10, Westfield 2, as we shift things to quarter number 4.
Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating over 26 years of Logan Street Signs and Banners, specialized in that last-minute signage and banners, serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 or check them out on our website, loganstreetsigns.com. Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provides you with that same-day service for those last-minute decisions. Contact them at 317-773-7391 or check them out online, noblesvilletrophies.com.
Fourth quarter set to begin. Craig Atkins alongside Perry Williams. Glad you've joined us tonight here on Hamilton County TV. Here on our game of the week, and Noblesville with their second down and 6 at the 43. Blevins up the middle, bursts. Eddie Jenick actually gets to the 49, so an 8-yard pickup by Jenick.
You know, our game of the week next week, Craig, you and Jack Russell will be at Hamilton Heights as Hamilton Heights takes on Western up there, and hopefully the Huskies will get their first win.
Yeah, it'll be something to talk about with Coach Kirshner this week after it's been struggles with a couple injuries in game one. Blevins with the carry. Actually, Jenick again. 4-yard pickup on the play there. Now Blevins back in the game. Yeah, an injury to Blake Wable, and then same game, Cameron Knott.
Yeah, celebrating.
Oh, scores a touchdown and celebrates in week 1 against Mount Vernon.
And is so far, I think this is the first week, so he's been out about 4 weeks.
Yeah. Gremmel hands it off. It's Blevins inside
Flag.
the 45, and it might be a holding.
Illegal procedure.
Yep. That'll bring it back 5 yards to midfield. Actually, yeah, midfield. So it'll be a second down and 11 at the 50.
Only 4:10 left to go in the game. Southeastern 14, Fishers 10. So
that game moved along real quick. Close to a minute into this fourth quarter. Noblesville has the ball, second down and 11.
All 4 games we have
midfield.
on game day is in the fourth period. Looks like Southeastern will be the first people done.
Blevins trying to get back to the 45. He gets to the 46. 4-yard pickup. His 17th carry on the night.
Jenny coming back in. Blevins coming out.
17 carries, 56 yards on the night for Luke Blevins.
Of course, Eddie with that big long
Yeah,
run.
Eddie Jenick with the only touchdown for either team tonight. 75 yards on the second play from scrimmage tonight. Play action fake. Gremmel has time back there. And just out of the reach of Noblesville receiver, there's going to be a pass interference. That ball intended for tight end Max Pollard. Yeah, pass interference is the call on a 3rd and 7 at Westfield's 46.
It's on number 24, Eric Kirchhoff.
Kriskovich. Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah. It's going to be a first down.
Looks like they'll mark that ball at the 36. First and 10 for Noblesville at the Westfield 36-yard line. Gremble hands it off. It's Jenick, and he is manhandled in the backfield.
41.
41, Zach Collins, and 25, Jeremiah Edwards, who had an interception last week against Zionsville. So Jenick going nowhere on that one.
Jenick coming out of the game.
Yep, and he looks like he's not really hobbled, but maybe grabbing a rib. Looks like he lost a yard there, did Jenick.
Levin's back in the backfield for the Millers.
Hillman's his fullback. Gremmel under center. Blevins gets a handoff and
not much there.
Got to the 36 for a 1-yard pickup back to the line of scrimmage.
Collins on the tackle for Westfield.
It's a big 3rd down on both sides of the ball, Perry. Noblesville trying to get something going and keep it going offensively, but Westfield, they need to get a stop on defense so they can give their offense a chance. 3rd and 10 at the Westfield 36. Play action fake. Gremmel finds room and he can't get away from the Westfield defensive pressure. I think that time it was number 40. Colin Caldwell and Cameron Fry, number 9, on the tackle. Back to the 39, so a 3-yard loss by Grant Gremmel brings on Jack Knight and the punt team to try and pin Westfield deep. Fair catch waved, and ball going to bounce. It's going to go right there at the 10-yard line. Wow. Nice punt.
That's one of those under 20 punts. Inside the 20. It's right on the 10-yard line, right? Still 14-10 Southeastern with 2:20 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Handoff, Eli Patchett. Now check that, Camden Simons keeps it. He'll get up to the 14. Four yards on the pickup. 7:35 and rolling. 2nd down and 6 at their own 14 for Westfield. Plenty of time. Looks like Simon's going to switch the play up a little bit. Hand off again to Patchett. He gets up close to the 20. Might be another first down.
I think it is.
Yep. Might be exactly 6.
Patchett's a hard runner, you know.
Yeah, to my count, that's only 3 rushing first downs for Westfield. 7 minutes exactly left on the 4th quarter clock. Westfield with the first down at the 20. Hand off. Patch it up across the 20 to maybe the 23, possibly 24.
Eddie Jennick on the tackle for Noblesville. Pass over the middle. Eddie Jennick on the tackle, but
Dane Wheeler.
Here's a replay on that.
12 yards by Wheeler on that catch. .6:15 on the clock. And the pistol is Patchett with Simons. Hands the ball off to Patchett. Gets up to about the 37-yard line, a 2-yard pickup.
Typical Jake Gilbert football right here. Grind and grind and grind, and then pop a little pass and grind and grind and grind. Good drive going right now by.
That's exactly how he beat Columbus East 2 years ago in the state championship game.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's his football game, and that's
Simons
the way he's
back
got
to
it
pass,
set up.
dangerously across the middle in double coverage, right between him to Patrick Beam at midfield. 13-yard pickup.
Beam's been coming up with some big plays here in the second half.
He's got 2 catches for 31 yards.
Both in the second half, right?
Yep, both of them. One in the third, one in the fourth. Simons keeps it himself on the snap, and he'll get down to about the 46. 4-yard pickup. And around 5:10 left here in the ball game. Simons rolls out to the right, tries to find a receiver, pressure's on, and he'll throw it out of bounds. Good smart play by the junior signal caller, throwing it out of bounds. Third down and 6 now.
He certainly makes good decisions, you know.
Yep,
and then plus,
smart kid.
He can run the ball, he can throw the ball, and he can throw it away when he needs to.
You know, sometimes you'll see a quarterback just either eat that or try and make some, get
Big
some yardage out
play
of
for
it.
both teams right here.
Yep, 4:50 left, 3rd down and 6 at the Noblesville 46. You hear the Noblesville crowd right in front of us here on the home side. Play clock inside 10. Simons shouts out instructions. Ball snap, Simons back, rushed, and pass caught. Kenny Jenkins on the tackle. No gain. Flag on the play at the 48.
That's probably against the Millers.
It looks like it is. It looked like he motioned.
Wow.
Incidental face mask, a 5-yard penalty. That makes it a 4th and 1.
Yeah, this is a huge play right here. And no doubt they're going to go for it. He got it.
Easy does it for that first down for Westfield. Patchett carries.
Good job by that offensive line for Westfield. Good pursuit there. Of course, they're playing in a hurry up right now.
4.5 left here, 4th quarter.
Our score, Noblesville 10, Westfield 2. It's been a heck of a football game, Craig.
Great ball game. Simons now back to pass, going up the sideline and picked
off.
Picked off by number 6. That's Zach Groover.
Zach Groover.
And you got to leave it to a baseball player, Perry.
That's right. That's right. What a play by Zach Groover. Here it is again, Craig.
Now watch
watch the timing by Zach.
Yep, Zach Groover times us out, and he turns around at the right time. Stayed right with
He's
Beam.
Up, yeah.
And intercepts that ball.
Wow, what a big play
right there. Third pick of the night. Thrown by Simons to the hands of Wyatt Blades. and a fumble recovery for Blades, and one picked by Groover. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 7 for Noblesville.
Noblesville keeps pushing.
Luke Blevins.
I think that's Luke.
Yep, Luke. Zach was out there. I saw 23. Picks up a pair, does Luke Blevins. 2nd down and 8 at their own 9. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Handoff. Blevins finds room, comes off. 15. Across the 20 and a 1st down for Noblesville to the 22. A 13-yard pickup. The biggest carry of the night for Luke Blevins.
That's a big 1st down for the Millers.
3:20 left.
They got to control the clock.
As they'll have the ball at the 22-yard line.
But both teams got all their timeouts,
Yeah.
correct?
Correct. Both teams have 3 timeouts left.
Well, man, this is one of these games you hate to see a team lose. I tell you, this has been a battle.
Grimmel. Blevins tries to find room. He gets up across the 25.
I think that's Eddie.
26 with Eddie Jenick. Can't tell until he, Lyman got his, looks like he got his ankle stepped on for Noblesville. Jenick on the carry up to the 26. We'll have an official's timeout on the field for the injury. Actually, Westfield called a timeout. Wow.
Chris Bostrom on the injured player there, 6'2", 265 senior.
We'll see if we can chase down some scores while Pete Dewar and Dr. Jacobson are attending to him.
Well, right now, Southeastern at minute 17, still 14-10.
Fisher's ball.
Fishers has the ball.
Looks like toward midfield.
Yeah. Big run there. Okay, sorry.
Perry's trying to watch it a little smaller on his iPad.
Yeah.
Cecina back on top in another game, 21-12 at Beech Grove in the 4th quarter. Not seeing the clock there on that live look in.
No, they're
still clinging. 2:08 and counting left. Brownsburg 14, Avon 7. So
we got some.
That's
good,
a big 2 versus 3 battle in 6A. 101 left over in the southeastern part of the county. 14-10, but Fishers, depending on how many timeouts they have left, they're trying to get a late score to overtake the Royals and win the Mudsock.
Here we're back. Tender there.
Tipton up 27-15 on Lewis Cass up in.
That's been a battle up there at
yeah.
Lewis Cass.
Yep. Hamilton Heights opponent next week, Western with the win, 56-6 over Benton Central, who is now 0-4. So it should be interesting. Heights getting their hopefully for their case getting their first W tonight, and facing a pretty decent. I believe that'll make Western 3-1, if I'm not mistaken.
And you'll be at Hamilton Heights next week for that big game.
Yep. Jack Russell and I will be on the call, and that'll make Western 3-1.
That's a good football team. That's always a good program up there.
Yeah. They're usually pretty decent. Luke Blevins up to the 28 for another couple yards. 2:44. And I believe another Westfield timeout.
Hey, let's thank one of our sponsors here. We got a little bit behind because that 3rd quarter was no timeouts and just grinding the ball. Community Health is Central Indiana's leader in providing health care services for where and when patients need them. With any questions, you can contact them at Community Health at 317-355-6955 7775 or check them out on their website, ecommunity.com. Church Hymn and Anthem. Since the establishment of Church Hymn and Anthem in 1880, our neighbors, community leaders, business and school districts have placed their trust into us to solve their most challenging legal issues. We have a rich history of helping our clients when they need it most. Give us a call at 317-773-2190.
Third down and 4 at their own 28. 2:44 left on the fourth quarter clock. Noblesville 10, Westfield 2. And off. Blevins trying to find, actually Jenick trying to find the outside. He might have gotten 1 yard up to the 29.
Tackle by Henson for Westfield.
Westfield, I think, just burned their final timeout.
All right, let's thank another sponsor here. Smith's Jewelers has been serving Hamilton County, including Noblesville, Fishers, Westfield, and Carmel for over 65 years. Many jewelry stores have come or gone, yet Smith's remains. If one were to ask how and why, the answer would be the outstanding jewelry selection of customer service. The knowledgeable staff at Smith's Jewelers is eager for customers' memorable and positive experience. Call them at 317-773-3383.
Courtesy of our friend Brad Silbert and also our game day live look-in. It is a final at Reynolds Royal Stadium. Final score 14 for Southeastern, 10 for Fisher. So 14-10. Southeastern wins the Mudsock game tonight.
That's a big win for Adam Morris. That makes him 2-2, and Rick Wimmer 1-3. Westfield's probably bring it here.
Knight punts, and that one to go rolling end over end. It's going to go past Jacob Riddle, and he kind of hits his hands because he stumbled at the 35. And that ball's going to be down at the 25-yard line, so 47 yards after the roll for the punt.
Brownsburg scored again, and the score there's Brownsburg 20, Avon 7, 1:06 left to go in the game.
That'd be big for Coach John Hart.
Dangerous situation here with this Shamrock football team. They got a lot of weapons.
As you can see, there's still a slight drizzle, but you don't see as many umbrellas out. And with no timeouts left for Westfield, Hauser with the carry for Westfield.
Man, I tell you, that Hauser kid's a nice built kid for a freshman.
Hauser picks up 4 on the play, his third carry of the night.
Clock's still rolling.
Yep, clock rolling. He didn't get out of bounds.
Back to pass.
Simons looking, finding room, and pass is complete. Incomplete. He was out of bounds. Groover playing a whale of a game at left corner for Noblesville. Big third down for obviously more Westfield's offense than Noblesville's defense, as it's 3rd and 6 at their own 29. $1:47 left on the clock. And a lot of people staying through the rain. This has been a great ball game tonight.
Well, it looks like the umbrellas are coming down. I guess they either don't care because they're getting
Simons to patch it in the flat, 35. Looking, crosses the 40 up to the 41, picks up 12.
Clock's moving.
1:35 and counting up to the 41. Simons fakes a handoff, play action fake, and he's almost sacked. The ball is thrown. Zach Tuane came from the backside.
From the backside, basically just knocked Simons off his base there, and he couldn't throw the ball. like he wanted to.
So it brings up a 2nd and 10, a minute 21 left. Ball at their own 41. Now you hear the Noblesville fans into it. Simons, little flare pass out to the right, and Hauser. With the catch, and he's going to be taken down, trying to get out of bounds.
And he did, I believe.
And he does, yeah. Hauser, the tough
good little spin there, wasn't it? That was a good spin.
Hauser
move.
just
Can we see that again, Will? I'm sorry.
Hauser,
but I think this is
or $1.50. Referees conferring over here. Flag down on the play. He's at the 41. Yeah. Let's see what the call is.
Good little spin move.
Holding offense.
Wow, because that was a nice little spin move by Hauser.
He spun
and got out of bounds.
Kept his legs going. He figured out what his teammate Eli Patrick can do, and he keeps his legs going. But on the play, a holding call brings it back to the 31. Makes it a 2nd and 15.
Can you imagine what Hauser's going to look like next year, having a year in the weight room? He's only a freshman. Between that freshman and sophomore year, man.
5'7", 150. And any influence from his brother Kobe, and that kid's going to be a lightning quick and a great athlete like he already is. 2nd and 20. Rushed again is Simons, and he gets.
And the clock will continue to run now.
Clock will continue, and he gets barely up to the 33. So a 2-yard pickup by Simons.
Not sure that's the play Jake Gilbert wanted to have happen right there in the middle of the field. They're going to probably have to air it out here. Good
Simons,
rush, though. Flushed him out of the pocket.
Yep, going right, and he's going to have to run out of bounds, and he's going to have to go for it all on 4th down.
Yeah. 41.3 seconds, 4th down here. Game's on the line here.
Might have picked up 3. Check that, he picked up 1 up to the 35-yard line. So 4th and 16 at their own 35.
Back to throw. He's
Simons
looking, got
time. Ball hits the turf right in front of Micah Hauser. Incomplete. Turnover on downs to Noblesville.
Wow. Brad, Craig, this has been one heck of a football game. One heck of a football game.
Noblesville, all they have to do is
hold on to the football.
2 knees, and they can win this ball game and win their 2nd ball game in a row, and they'll be 2-0 in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. When's the last time Noblesville was 2-0 in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, Perry?
I can tell you when the last time Noblesville had won back-to-backs. That was September 16th, 2016.
Ooh. There's 1 knee. And the clock is going to roll. Noblesville does not need to take another snap, and that will put this game to bed. And Noblesville
takes home the Midland Rail Trophy.
They will keep the Midland Rail as the final score.
Get it.
Actually, they get it. They haven't had the trophy
for
since
3 years.
For 3 years. Since they actually beat Westfield here 3 years ago.
Absolutely. So that's big,
Huge,
that's a rivalry game. And, in the last, this ties it up 10-10 since the year 2000, okay? So.
It's real quick, we'll wrap this one up. Final score, Noblesville 10, Westfield 2. It was a defense for Noblesville as Camden Simons throws 3 interceptions, 2 into the hands of Wyatt Blades, 1 for Zach Groover, his 2nd in 2 weeks, and also Wyatt Blades had a fumble recovery. Defense kept this game in Noblesville's hands.
That's that bend don't break.
Yeah, bend don't break is the thing that Perry said that a few times tonight, and that's exactly what happened. And wow, what a game we saw tonight. And neither team looked like let the weather affect them at all. They tried to get they fixed their game plans to the weather, and it turned out in Noblesville's favor. And next week, our game of the week, Jack Russell and I have that at Husky Stadium. It'll be Western at Hamilton Heights. One final time here tonight. Noblesville 10, Westfield 2. Final thought, Perry, tonight?
Just a great game and a big win for Noblesville. Great played game by both teams.
And we will see you next week at Husky Stadium as Noblesville, you see them with the Midland Rail Trophy coming toward the fans to thank them for their attendance. And we thank you all for watching tonight on Hamilton County TV in whichever facet that you did tonight. Once again, final score here. Noblesville 10, Westfield 2. For Lucas upstairs, for Will producing tonight's broadcast, I'm Craig Atkins, and I thank Perry Williams for tonight's broadcast as well. So long, everybody.